I mean, obviously there's a little bit that needs to come out today just to thicken this all up. As you can see, there's a little bit of like, you know, you can see through the beard a bit just towards the ends now because it's been growing out, right? So I think, yeah, we're just going to crop it in. I mean, obviously you're an unfortunate point because all this hair underneath is growing up and pushing this hair up. So we kind of got to see where that's going to sit the best. But definitely because your length is here and everything else is kind of a little bit longer towards the back, you're getting a bit of a weird shape, right? It's kind of coming up like this. So I'd rather keep this as your longest point and then just crop that in. Right, crop that in, boom. This is going to be probably about that much. But as you say, this is growing lovely in, this one's growing out.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to take as much on this side, right?
Okay.
So that we keep in a uniform shape.
Yeah. Sounds perfect.
I'm just going to take a little bit off the cheeks. Because it's a little bit sparse here, I'd recommend just keeping all that weight. There's a few hairs here that we can get rid of. You can either thread them or pluck them. I wouldn't try and razor them.
Right, so
with the tache, what do you want to do?
Well, I want to keep.
You want to keep it, yeah? Cool. Obviously, it's the same as me, mate. You get one or two that just want to go up the nose, don't they?
Tickles.
The tickles, exactly. So, look, I mean, all I'm going to do is I might clean just a touch here, but by combing it like this and then cleaning it. So that we're keeping all the weight at the top here so that you've got all this thickness running all the way through to the ends. You know, just so that you can still be comfortable eating, right? Yeah. I always recommend grow it out from the middle because then you get all the weight. You get all the thickness going all the way to the end. And that hair's really going to annoy me. It's the same as me, I get one as well. I'm going to take it a little bit shorter here. What I'm going to do is just reverse graduate it. So it's a bit shorter here and then just blends into that, yeah?
Okay, trust you.
Sound good?
Yeah, sounds good.
Sweet. So we're just going to come here. I'm going to like over direct all of this back just so that we maintain a square beard, right? And that's just going to get rid of all the volume there. I'm going to graduate that a little bit there. Obviously we're going to put that line in just to get that a little bit sharper. Now we can see where the length is there in front. I'm just going to match this up just to get a nice strong line there. So I'm going to put the comb in and we're lightly going to trim that. Underneath, to be honest, I think while we're growing it a little bit, I'm just going to go straight up, but I'm flicking it a little bit. So we're keeping the line a bit more natural instead of taking it over and putting the line in like that. Obviously I'm going to clean all of this nice and short. I think it's just a little bit better that when you know where the line is, go a little bit lower. Even at home when you're trimming the beard and you want to just clean up this neck hair, just taking it underneath where the line of the beard is running, right? You can see now that's where the line is there. What I'm doing now is just softening the edge so it's a bit more rounded because we're going for a bit of an Edwardian style on the beard. Right? This side now we have to be careful because it wants to grow in like that. The other side's growing out. So here I don't want to take too much. I'm actually just going to over direct this quite a bit all the way to that side. Cutting that straight line. So we're removing the bulk from there, but still maintaining all of that to go in there, right? This side I'm going a little bit more conservative because we know that the shape of the beard wants to grow in like that. It's more rounded on this side. When you're at home, you know, I would always recommend if you're going to be cleaning this up, you see where the Adam's apple is, 2 fingers to where the beard is, that's usually a general good area to kind of see where the beard's going to run to. But we're also just taking that bottom line, so see I'm pulling it down opposite direction so that when it sits we're going to get a nice line out of it. So we can see here, if you look from the side, this hair here is kind of connecting to here, but it's actually kicking out a little bit, which is a bit annoying because it's growing up and pushing the hair up. So if you just do this, that's the one. Taking a number 3, so we're basically going to go shorter on the top and blend it into that bottom bit on the chin. Oh, nice. Make sure we don't get that tache. There we go. See, there we go. So you see the difference that that's made. It's making the beard a little bit more square now, as opposed to having these little bits growing up out. We can see he's trying to grow the tache. It's nice and full and thick, but what I want to do is maybe keep a little bit more weight from the top going over to the side. Obviously, to keep it a bit easier for him to eat, I'm just going to comb this to the side and clean up whatever's not there. So a few little hairs. This is just going to make his life a bit easier, right? So I'm just going to go in with the scissors now, just to sharpen up the beard a little bit. And this is just getting rid of any of those sort of flyaways that aren't wanting to behave, right? Give that a smell there, see which one you're going to prefer out of this. That's the spice citrus. We go with the tree ranger here, there, boom, tings.
I actually quite like that.
You want to go with this?
Yeah.
Okay, so like we were saying, with your beard, probably wouldn't use much more than that, right? Because, thing is, right, too much is going to be just weighing it down, right? It's going to be a bit tricky. So we're just going to work it into the hands there. And this is going to get rid of, you know, those kind of flyaway hairs that are just sticking out a little bit. Because you don't want to trim them, you need to keep those flyaways for the thickness of the beard here. So we need to push all of that down, fit that in. But this is the beauty of the balm. And because you've got the tache, you can get a little bit of hold in there as well, just to the sides.
It's good. Yeah. You can see it's much tidier.
Much tidier.
Yeah.
You know when you're trying to focus and you're really hard